As a pleasant surprise on the jobs front, contrary to popular perception of jobless growth in India, a CII analysis shows that the country has actually added 3.7 million jobs per year between FY12 and FY16, and that means a total of around 15 million jobs were created in a period of 4 years. Ron, you've got your chance to go over this CII report. How is it that CII says we've actually added 15 million jobs when the Labour Department and the government's data shows otherwise?
Well, because the Labour Ministry survey that they come out with on a quarterly basis, it's only restricted to the organised sector, which is only 10 to 12%. But what the CII in this case has done is that they've looked at the unorganised sector also. But of course, created 3.7 million jobs a year in the 4-year period. So they have essentially relied on the National Sample Survey that, remember, comes out after a gap of 5 years, and the Ministry of Labour's annual unemployment surveys, and further supplemented by the quarterly enterprise-based survey, which is what I was talking about, that only talks about the formal sector. How does the math look? I don't want to belabor you with too much details, but the few operative numbers that we must keep in mind that CII has worked with is that the period in question, again, that is 2011-2012 to 2015-2016, they are saying that the total working population, the total working age population has increased by about 84 million, but the actual labor force has increased by only about 20 million. So there's a mismatch. And now, out of the 20 million increase in the labor force, 14.6 million were actually part of the workforce, that is, they were sort of gainfully employed, while the 5.5 million were not. So if you remove 5.5 million from 20 million number that they have come up with, they've concluded that the number of jobs created during this period was 14.6 million or almost 15 million, and a simple average is thrown up, 3.65 million jobs per year. And as you were mentioning, this is at odds with the quarterly surveys. Now, if you go through the quarterly numbers during the same period that the Labour Bureau has put out, 2011 they created 9.29 lakh jobs, 2012 they created 3.2 lakh jobs, 2013 4.2 lakh jobs, and so on and so forth. But again, as they have also sort of mentioned, in the survey, that this is they only account for about 10 to 12% of the total workers, because the quarterly surveys is only based on the organized sector. Importantly, they've also tried to dispel this notion, because every time we talk about jobs, everybody says that India needs to create 10 million jobs a year. Here they have questioned this because, they have said that while 10 million are getting added to the workforce every year, but not all 10 million are actually looking for jobs. At least half of them, 5 million, want to sort of continue with their studies and are not looking for jobs. So in effect, India needs to create 5 million new jobs, and India is not doing that bad, going by CII report, which they say is creating 3.7 million jobs. Earlier today, I sat down with CII President Shobna Kamineni, and this is the point that she tried to explain to me. Have a look.
After Arvind Panagriya spoke, we went back and did some homework and realized that there are 400 million jobs, currently in India. Out of that, the organized sector is 22 point something million. So it's minuscule, and every year we add 3.7 million jobs. So when people turn around and say India needs 1 million jobs a year, I think that they're not looking at what they must understand is that there are a million people per month that get to the age of 15 that could work, but many of them don't want to work.
Right.
They go for education, they stay at home, they get married.
So half are ruled out immediately.
Half are ruled out.